Hey everybody, welcome to the debut episode of Shit Your Pants Wednesday, the newest show on the DJB Productions Network. We're going to be talking about a movie called Vampire Virus, but first, I need to introduce my co-host, the man who created DJB Productions and the man who came up with the concept of Shit Your Pants Wednesday over 20 years ago, my good friend, Mr. Danny J.
Hey everybody, how are you?
Making you sound out to be a superstar, ain't we?
Yeah. I'm very
Danny
tired.
J.
I'm very tired.
Very tired. Yes. Being a legend in your own mind is very tiresome.
I'm exhausting, is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, you said it right. Shit Your Pants Wednesday. It sounds like a funny concept. To give you a little bit of background, obviously when you're single and you go out and you hang out with your friends and you go to bars and you have a lot of fun out and out. Eventually, at some point, we all grow up. Boo-hoo.
Yeah.
And what
You
happened
start buying
was,
houses, getting married, having kids.
you do. And what I ended up doing, I ended up marrying my girlfriend. And funds were a little tight, and we weren't able to go out as often. So, we were spending a lot more time inside the apartment at that time, that type of thing. So what I came up with was just on a spare of the moment, I said, I want to shit my pants and watch a movie tonight. My wife started laughing, and we came up with Shit Your Pants Wednesday. And what we did was we ordered pizza, cheese steaks, wings, like all kinds of comfort food. We invited our friends over because we weren't going out to the bar anymore, right? So we invited our friends over, and we watched not A-list movies. We watched B and C-list movies. Now remember, this was also during the time of movie rentals. So we were able to go to the rental store, rent movies, that type of thing. And
you walked in and you found a movie that you never heard of, but the title sounded interesting. The cover art looked cool. Or you look at the back and go like, oh, this is either going to be really good or really bad.
Hence why I watched Jack Frost, the Killer Snowman. So, but the movies like that, we watched it and we had a great time. And for lack of a better term, and not to coin a phrase of somebody else, but we Mystery Science Theatered the hell out of it with this movie. And we had so much fun doing it that I said, hey, next Wednesday, why don't we do this again? We'll get a different movie. So we did that, and we got different movies. And then we did that for a number of years. Every Wednesday, we all got together. We got the most eclectic. It could be B-list, C-list. Some of them were really good. Some of them were not.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely found some nice little hidden gems.
Yeah.
That, you're going like, okay, it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't an A-list movie. It wasn't going to be, but that was half decent. That was enjoyable. That was fun. I like that.
Exactly. And then other ones were not.
I think when it comes down to it, there was only, I think, one movie we ever found that we couldn't finish watching. It was so bad. It was just like,
we had to watch. No. It's a train wreck. We got to a train wreck movie. We made fun of it because every movie can be good if you're in the right mindset to make it.
Yeah.
And by good, it was like making fun of it and voicing over the people that are talking and stuff like that. We did a lot of that stuff. We had a lot of fun doing it.
He's getting electrocuted. Why is blood pouring out of his mouth?
Yes. He said this, why is blood pouring out of his mouth? He said hi to somebody. Why is blood pouring out of his mouth? It's like, I know when you have the budget for that one effect. But still, you know what I mean? So
and it was always the same person too. The girl, if the girl got electrocuted, the guy had blood pouring out of his mouth.
And that particular movie, was picked by Matt's wife, and she never was allowed to pick a movie again.
It was this was so bad you're not even allowed to now.
It had the most erotic shower scene I've ever seen in a movie, but it was a dude, and guys don't wash themselves like that. I don't care what your orientation is, you don't wash yourself like that. So that was a scenario. So it was a lot of fun. So we had a lot of fun with this. So what I thought, and I talked to Matt about this a number of months ago, and I said, why don't we bring Shit Your Pants Wednesday, aka SYPW, back to the foreground, but we'll do it in an information show so we could tell you, the audience, hey, if you like this concept and you want to try this out, check it out. We're going to give you some movie recommendations based on what we watched, and go from there. And we're constantly on the hunt for these kind of crappy movies. We still do this to this day, 20 years later. We don't meet on Wednesdays or anything like that, but we still have that same knack for picking these crappy movies and that type of thing. So, and by crappy, I mean fun. And we want to just let everybody know.
I've never heard of it, and I'm going to check it out. Because I never saw an ad for it on TV. It's like a straight to video or straight to streaming.
Yes.
And you're just going, who knows? I could sit here and go like, oh my God, this is the biggest steaming turd I've ever seen in my life. And you might sit back and again, find something where it's like,
and
that was cool.
And
I'll watch it again.
And how apropos is Vampire Virus, our first movie for the show?
Yes.
Because I watched it. I called Matt and I said, Matt, I have a Shit Your Pants Wednesday nominee for movie of the year, and he said, "Oh, was it really good?" And I said, "No, it was not."
No,
what happened was he said, "Well, tell me about it." I said, "Well, about 20 minutes into it, there's this really erotic lesbian scene."
Yes,
and that is the highlight of the entire.
That is the
movie.
highlight of the movie.
Exactly. The highlight of the entire movie, and it's not even really that good.
But it's not even like really. It's not even like late night Cinemax worthy, you know.
No, it was not.
Which is a shame because both the chicks were hot. It's like that could have been really great.
Really,
that could have been really great.
But it's one of the movies I said watch it to the end, just get through it, because I'm the kind of person I think only one time in my life have I watched a movie and got up before the ending. Because I will watch a movie to the end, regardless if it's good, bad, or indifferent, because I'm committed to the movie. I'm that kind of guy. That I've
already watched it. I've already watched it for 45 minutes. There's only 30 minutes left. Might as well.
And that's the way I am, and that's what I do. So therefore,
maybe something cool will happen, and you're waiting for it. Maybe something good. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll be good.
I want to make sure before I trounce this movie that they did not redeem themselves, and
exactly,
and a lot of times they don't. So, but
they
don't. Vampire Virus. This is a streamed movie. This came out, I think, in
this was 2020. This was actually it was 2020. The general idea is we see at the beginning it's somewhere in the Eastern Europe, I believe, Bulgaria potentially, and it's apparently it looks like it's a mental institution, and they got this girl locked up in this room, whatever. Somebody goes in there to treat her. She bites her. She's a vampire. Person she bites turns into a vampire. She leaves. They try to kill her. I mean, so apparently they're doing some sort of testing, is what you're then led to believe.
Yeah.
Because as soon as this other doctor gets bit, they have armed security. These guys coming out in riot gear and fully automatic weapons trying to kill her before she leaves the building. She makes her way to the U.S., which is funny because it's based in the U.S. It's supposed to happen, but it's all British actors.
Yes.
Like they're not even trying to hide the accent.
No.
It's not even trying to hide the accent. That's how bad it is.
That's number one. Yeah, that's true.
That's number one.
I think in the entire movie, there's only 6 actors.
Yeah.
In the entire movie. There's no extras.
No. I will have to say that you said like the only really redeeming quality of it is the bad lesbian vampire love scene where then your initial protagonist gets bit.
Yeah.
But I will say one thing, and it's not really a point, but at least the pacing is quick.
It is. You don't get stuck in there.
It progresses along. So it's not like, okay, this is a bad movie and it's dragging. It's like, this is a bad movie, but it's moving fast, almost maybe even too fast.
It's like, hey.
Because so many plot points are connected, but it's like they don't build on enough stuff. It's like, okay, it's connected, but it was connected sloppily and hastily, which is fine because I just want to get through it.
It's like, hey, guess what? I think I was bit by a vampire. Okay, instead of trying to have you explain why you think that, I'll agree with you, and then we'll move on from there. It's kind of like that. It's like, okay, very good. It's some of the characters are very cliche.
Yes,
in the sense it's very 2020. And I will say that, and I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to get into a debate or anything like that.
No,
it's very 2020. You see how it is, and you see underlining statements that have no business being in the movie.
No, okay. So you didn't need it. It's put in there just for the fact that it's socially relevant.
Yeah, let me do this because this is my avenue to speak out about this, that, or the other thing.
Yeah.
And that's kind of and that's really common, unfortunately, with television right now too.
Yeah.
But they did it with this movie, but luckily they do it really, really quick, and then you go on from there. There's these two police officers that are the cops that have to investigate whatever's happening.
Yeah, and they do it because they basically stumble across a crime scene where this guy's been killed and like their throat's been ripped out and everything else.
And
so
let me tell you, if Count Dracula could file a PFA against somebody, it would be against these cops, because they're the most creepy dudes.
Yeah,
they're more creepy than any vampire in this movie, right?
Yeah.
So that's another thing too, where like the people that are supposed to save us, I'm kind of scared of. You know what I mean? So that was kind of a funny thing.
And I find it interesting that even too we don't not even we get these detectives, but they're working with this uniformed officer who just so happens to be the boyfriend of the girl who gets bit, roommate.
Isn't that convenient?
It's like her roommate is dating a cop. And it's like, oh, wait a minute. So your roommate has this bite. Well, that matches a bite or this virus thing that we've seen on these other victims. How, like you said, how convenient. And it's like, there's just so many things that are tied together that didn't need to be tied together.
And I said this to Matt too. That particular cop never wears a badge. He has a uniform, but you never see a badge. He never had
did not allow even for a $5 bubble gum machine badge.
Right? Like the main cop is like a detective, right? He's like a plainclothes cop, and his partner is a street cop, right? In a uniform without a badge. So it's like, I just got off at my shift at the mall. My Segway is parked outside. Let's catch some vampires, pal. You know,
exactly.
And that's exactly what it comes down to. So that's what you're dealing with this movie. But I'm telling you, if you have a cheesesteak and you have a White Claw or a beer or a shot of whiskey, this is going to be a fun ride for you.
Yes,
it really is.
This I think it's one of those ones where, again, you suggested it. And I mean, and you were right. I sat down, I watched it, and the entire time I'm sitting there going, okay, that scene was kind of cool, but then it's immediately followed up by a bunch of stuff where it's like, oh, this is so bad. But I was laughing the entire time. I was like, I'm like going, oh, this is so bad. This is so bad. But I was having fun with it. And again, I mean, that's really the concept of the Shit Your Pants Wednesday.
And honestly, you gotta find certain movies you can't. It's so bad you can't laugh at, and they're not the kind of movies we watch on SYPW. They're not the kind of movies we're recommending. These are movies that are either really good. They actually are very, very good. And they're like Matt said, a hidden gem that's like you never would have thought to watch this, but then you watch it like, wow, that was really, really good. Then there's other ones where you're like, wow.
Yeah, and that is one thing that we will at DJB Productions. Now again, for these initial episodes, it's me and Danny doing it together.
Please do not watch my shows in this format. Do not laugh at my stuff unless I'm trying to make you laugh. I'm just asking you that. You know, from the bottom of my heart, please. I work very hard on this shit.
Yes. One of the things that we will do is if we come across a movie that we feel is truly bad and it has no redeeming qualities, we are not going to talk about it. We will not talk about it. I mean, there's
you will not see,
we've seen them.
You will not see Freddy on here. You will not see on here. You will not see Michael. You will not see Leatherface. These are not A-list avenues. This is the B-list, the C-list teams. We're talking about stuff that's like, hey, you like horror? If you're a Shudder fan, a lot of these movies you can find on Shudder.
Yes,
really, really great service. Tubi has been really, really great. It's a free service, and it's been really, really good with putting some these older movies. Now you're not going to get these eclectic ones on Tubi, but you will get.
You will get some of the the lesser known. And really, I mean, I think that's great because I mean, the only thing about Tubi is, I mean, and again, I hate this to become a whole commercial, for them because I mean, obviously, we're not being sponsored. But the cool thing is, it's a free service. It has commercials. But the content itself is not edited. So it's not like it's been edited for TV. All the content is there, all the language is there, and all the gore is there. It's just that, hey, every now and then you're going to get a little thing up on the corner of your screen saying ad starting in 10, 9, 8, 7, which is great because they do at least get a countdown. So at least all of a sudden, like you're not in the middle of a scene and all of a sudden, boom, hey,
what happened?
No, it's coming at least.
But definitely, we're gonna put showcase some great movies on here. This is not a long show. This is a show where we're gonna get in, we're gonna get out, we're gonna tell you what to watch. We invite you to start your own SYPW parties at your home.
Yes.
With the way things are right now in 2021, what better time than to say, hey, I need to find something to do while I'm quarantined at home.
Yeah.
What better thing to do than on a Wednesday night? Order in some chicken wings, order in some cheesesteak, get some Chinese food. It does not matter. Whatever your comfort food is, get your friends that you are safely able to have over at your house. Come on in, put that movie in and say, hey, check this out. This snowman's going to do stuff. You know,
and the beautiful thing is, even if you're worried about going out, you're worried about having people in, since most of these things that we're going to talk about are available on some sort of streaming service, call your friends up, say, hey, we're going to jump on Zoom or whatever else you prefer to stream, do a live stream on.
Yeah.
Say, I'm going to put it on my TV. You put it on mine. Hey, 3, 2, 1, start the movie. And you can sit there and video chat with each other as you're watching the movie, going, oh my God, did you see that? How great was that? How lame was that?
And Matt will tell you, Matt will tell you, as great as an idea that is, I will never do that.
Yeah, I know damn well. But I know.
No, he's got a good point. But in a time now, if whoever can come over. Whoever can't, Zoom them in, Facebook Messenger. You could do FaceTime through Facebook.
Yeah.
Whatever streaming service
you want to do.
Get you guys together so you guys can sit there and do this, and then watch the movie, have fun with it. Mystery Science Theater the hell out of it. Okay,
if it's warranted, yep.
Yeah, and then go and then otherwise you're going to be watching some good movies. There were some good movies, and we'll talk about them here on SYPW that were really scary.
Yeah,
and it just wasn't the A-list character of your classic slasher flick or something like that. This was a paranormal movie. This was a mystery suspense murder movie or whatever the case was. It has to be scary. That's the one thing.
That is the thing.
It has to be horror genre. It has
to be horror genre. Even if it's like a slow burn movie, there has to be that tension, that thing of going, what is coming around the corner?
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah.
Even if it takes a while to get there. If it's like all of a sudden, bam, which is good because
let me tell you,
slow burn movies are good like that.
The made-for-television horror movies are great for this.
Yes,
sci-fi originals are great for this.
Yes.
This is an empty platform just for them. But honestly, check these out. In this case, Vampire Virus, I do recommend watching it. It was a fun movie to get through and watch and not take seriously. That's the key. Exactly. Don't take it seriously. Make fun of it. Have fun with it. Enjoy that lesbian scene. It doesn't last that long. And then for everybody out there, I don't care who you are. And then it's the highlight of the movie. And then don't try and make sense of it because it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
It doesn't at all.
It doesn't
at all. And coming from a writer.
Yes,
it's what I was thinking. I'm like, wow, okay.
Yes. That's something we will discuss on the next episode. The movie I've planned for our second episode. That's something that we will actually discuss a little bit. But yeah, I mean, this is good. I mean, as Dan said, Vampire Virus.
Yeah,
it's definitely worth your time, even if you're just going to sit down and laugh at it, make fun of it, and go,
yeah,
what could have been with some better writing, some better actors. More plot development, but it was, it's definitely worth checking out and having.
So just so you have an idea, we're going to release this every Wednesday because we got to keep with the theme.
Yes.
So every Wednesday morning, you'll see SYPW come up with a new episode. We're going to have them right here with a different movie that you can choose from. Leave some comments. Let us know what you thought of the movie. Let us know if you're having an SYPW party yourself. I would love to know that if you can do it.
And if you find something that we haven't talked about and you have a recommendation for us to put out there, let us know that too.
A funny story before we leave is that when we first did this and it was getting really, really popular, and this is going back to the days of MySpace. It tells you how long ago this
was.
I was actually trying to get different chapters across the U.S. of SYPW chapters at different cities and stuff like that, just so everybody on a particular page can say, hey, this is the movie I watched. Hey, this is the movie we watched. We had such fun time. So I implore you, because not for anything, this is great human relations. Get people out there. Get your friends to do it. See if you guys can go back and forth. Have like a little team. Have a little club. SYPW is what we did, and just try and outdo each other with a crappy movie. That's what I'm going to invite you to do. Have fun with it, and then post it. Make sure you leave some comments. I definitely want to hear what movies you recommend. I want to hear what you thought of the movies that we recommended. And I want to know. And if you have a picture, I don't know if I don't think you can post pictures in the chats below, but
one thing what you can post though is one thing that, and we will do this with each of the movies that we talk about, is in the description. I will put an IMDb link to the movie, because I know with one particular movie that we're going to eventually talk about in these first few episodes, there are multiple movies with that title. And I want you to be able to go and find the one that we were specifically talking about, because actually that one is a really good one.
And I think what I'm going to do actually too is on social media, probably on Facebook or whatnot, I will start an SYPW page.
We will get that going.
We'll get that going. And what we would want to do,
that way we can post the cover art.
I would love to have not only the cover art, but I want to see you guys post pictures of your SYP party. I think that would be great. I think that is a great idea. I think that would be a great thing. I think it'll make us be very, very humbled and very happy that something that we started 20 years ago is picking up. People are liking it. I would love to see that. So check that out. I'll have that up by the end of the day. By the end of this recording, I'll have it up. So we'll do that. We'll do that. We'll have a page up. You can go on Facebook.com/SYPW. You'll be able to find it. You'll see our glorious little dog. That's on our logo.
Because after all, was aggression in dogs does not exist unless it's bred, unless, of course, it's a Chihuahua. Yeah, a Chihuahua will come at you with a hypodermic. I'm sure of it. I am sure of
it. So Matt, I want to say, bring us home, buddy.
All right. Well, for myself, Danny J, and everybody at the DJB Productions Network, I invite you to check out Vampire Virus. Start your own Shit Your Pants Wednesday events at your house with your friends, and check us out on our upcoming episodes. Until then, make sure you keep a clean pair of drawers.
Do you smell that?
I smell that.
Do you smell it?